Dude, the problem is my headphones. I have this issue where my computer always steals the headphones, and it's a gigantic issue. And it stole that, so I gave up on it because of that. I don't know
I had
why.
a peripheral issue yesterday too. Okay, so I have millions of tabs, and
Yeah.
in order to live that life,
You have a
I
country
must
mile
be
worth
able.
of tabs.
I do. In order to survive in that environment of my own creation, I need to have a mouse that has buttons on the side that lets me switch between tabs. Okay, so if I cannot switch between tabs with my mouse, it severely interrupts my flow.
You're so
And it's
weird,
this.
dude. Just close the tabs, dude.
You don't have the tabs changer on your mouse? This is like,
No, brother.
come on now.
This episode is brought to you by Smile.io, the loyalty platform trusted by thousands of the fastest growing Shopify Plus businesses to increase repeat purchases, reward VIPs, and build lasting customer relationships. Smile helps businesses become more profitable while discounting their products less. You got to be careful with the discounts. You don't want to push too hard on the discount pedal. If you're ready to turn transactional sales into lifetime customers, start building a more profitable business with Smile.io today. Dude, it is absolute fucking Friday right now, dude.
How leaned back are you in your chair right now?
Brother, I'm like a solid 30%.
30% from 90
60%
degrees?
back,
All right,
30%. 30%
okay.
up, 60% back.
30% up from zero. Okay.
Yeah.
I got to try and get in a similar situation here.
Yeah, no, you have a pretty serious lean too.
You know it.
Every once in a while, the background noise gets better, and then it sneaks back in. You'll do. So I'll be listening because you never listen to the episodes, right?
No. I listen to the little snippets you put on Twitter.
Oh yeah. No, because I'll listen to them, and then anyways, it's funny because literally Phil used to give me shit, the exact same shit, and I was like, bro, like I remember literally for like a couple years he'd be telling me it, and I'm thinking in the back of my head, dude, just relax. Why are you being such a fucking, why we're talking, we're recording, it doesn't matter. And it like literally like, I don't know how many years later, I was like, yeah, you gotta keep it on point.
Is it my chair now that is it creaking?
Sometimes the chair, sometimes it's a keyboard, sometimes it's like,
oh, sheesh.
I don't know, but we'll get there. We'll figure it out.
We'll see about that.
We're only 19 episodes in, dude. We've got at least a couple thousand episodes ahead of us, so
there we go.
Got time. We got time to improve.
Maybe I'll get some WD-40 or something and spray it all in my chair. I don't know.
Dude, how wild would that be if we ended up doing like 2,000 episodes of this stupid podcast?
Then
we're like
60, all of the sponsorships.
Yeah, we're like 65 and we're still doing this, dude.
Hold on, I'm increasing production value right now.
We're like 65 and we're like talking to each other. Yeah, remember 18 years ago when they had this API and blah blah blah.
When chairs still squeaked.
Yeah. Like I literally think about this though of like, have you seen they use the phrase 100-year company to refer to Shopify?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm so all in on the Kool-Aid. Like I believe that they like, you know what I mean? Like they believe that. So I'll think about that. I'm like, dude, like if, it continues and then I continue with it, it could be like 30 years from now I'm still doing it. And then like my kids could have their own whole career in it. Like it's kind of weird to think about it that way.
Dude, that is cool. And you become the sage. I was there in year 15 of Shopify.
Yeah.
Whatever it is now.
I know. Because I feel like such a newbie now. It's like people will be talking about stuff that happened 10 years ago or 8 years ago or 5 years ago. I'm like, dude, I'm literally a year and a half into this shit.
It's fun though, right? It is.
Yeah. Dude, do you know who Rick Rubin is?
Oh, that's the guy who like makes music. He's like the music producer, wizard guy.
Yeah, there's like the meme. There's like memes about him. He has like the long gray beard and stuff like that.
Yeah, the Taste Master.
Yeah, he has his own podcast now, and he had Tobi on it. Yeah, I'd heard Rick Rubin on probably like a couple podcasts over the last, I don't know, year or two, like Joe Rogan or Lex Friedman. I don't remember.
Yeah, he was like the guest, but this is his thing now.
Yeah, no. And then I was like, I remember thinking like it was like a cool podcast, and it's just like, it's crazy how his whole thing is like, you know, he's like, I don't have any musical skill, you know, and he's like, there's like a viral video of it where he's, you know, he's like, all I can do is like be honest with my feelings and taste, and that's like literally all he does. But so like, I don't know all the albums he's produced, but I think like, you know, his reputation.
It's some big ones.
Like, yeah. And so
he did like, he did the System of a Down album, like their big
no way. That's
release.
cool.
Like a lot of stuff you wouldn't like. It's not just like super poppy music.
Yeah. Like you could, you could just tell he has like eclectic taste, and you know, you can just tell he's like a unique dude. And so I saw Tobi posted it, and I listened to it, and it was cool, man. Like he asked him a bunch of, he asked him like, how is your company structure different from other companies? Or like, he doesn't, it's funny because like, I think of how insanely like highly technical Tobi is, and how like, there's no way I could even probably understand him on that level. But then he's talking to somebody who's like the least technical person in the world, and they have like a cool conversation, and you know, he just like comes up with
about org
questions.
Structure.
Yeah, he would jump all over the place, you know. And I kept waiting to hear him like kind of ask like a dumb question, like in the sense of they're trying to pretend they understand some of the tech, and they, you know what I mean. And he just didn't do that. Like he just stuck to like whatever type stuff happened to like be interesting to him related, and then like. Tobi's, because I've heard Tobi on a few, I guess, like clips or maybe a couple of interviews, and he seemed like more like he was having fun with the interview type of thing versus just, but you being totally serious. So it was cool.
That sounds cool. I'm gonna have to check that out. Like I'm not a podcast person. I don't listen to podcasts, but that one I watched like a YouTube documentary about Rick Rubin a long time ago, and I thought it was super interesting. Now he's got a podcast. That'll be cool.
Nice. Yeah, no, it was fun.
He lives in a trailer, like
does he?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, just fucking living his life, you know. Dude, so Editions,
we did that.
That was
fun.
How long
ago was that? Like
God,
a month ago?
Almost a long time ago now. Yeah. It was really cool seeing you in person. Hadn't seen you for quite a while. You're a whole vibe.
Oh, am I?
Yeah, dude, the long hair.
I just have long hair. That's it.
The big smile. Dude, the funniest thing to me was when you came up, and, you know, by this point, I think I saw you, I don't know, second or third day I was there, you know, and you've been talking to a bunch of people. And then you're like, oh, how's it going? And then you're like, hey, so have you talked to anyone that's like a listener? And I was dying on the inside because I was like, you're the type of person that you're always going to like listen, pay attention to what the other person is saying. But like the type of conference person is like 90% of the time geared the other way. And so that just cracked me up.
What do you mean geared the other way?
Like they're just more like going to talk about themselves, you know, not really listen. They're just going to like,
oh, gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm not a sales person at all.
Yeah.
It was really fun though. Like actually, we did talk to a listener, didn't we? For a little bit. That was kind of cool to like.
Yeah, we had some cool conversations.
Yeah. But what was really fun for me was to like go up to the booths that the Shopify PMs were working at, and like some developers too. It was really cool. And just talk to them about my problems.
Right.
Just be like, I would love to understand, and like it's great to understand kind of how they think about things. So like the way that they answered the question, and like all totally made sense. It was also really fun to like ask a weird question, like, what do you think about arrays and liquid? And
right.
I had to be passed around to like 5 different people to see who knew the most about liquid arrays.
That's awesome.
So
That's so cool.
Through that, I met a few people, and that was pretty fun.
Yeah, that's cool. I had a conversation with one dude about the App Store, and I left with the same impression of just like, dude, like they're really thinking carefully about things. Like it can be so easy, like with the review purge, for example, to be like talk shit about Shopify, like, oh, they just delete a bunch of reviews without even thinking about it, blah blah blah. But like they put more thought into it than I did. You know what I mean? And
Totally.
I think they had a really good approach. And after I talked to the guy, that was what I like came away with.
Yeah, I feel like you have to remember, as someone who would go to a Shopify developer conference, is our problems are not the biggest problem. Like Shopify wants to be there for people who are starting out in e-commerce.
Yeah.
And if they put in so much flexibility that we can do whatever we want or all of our complaints are resolved, then someone who knows nothing about Liquid, like it'll make it way harder for them to learn what the hell is going on.
Right.
So I totally empathize with that, like need to make it powerful enough for developer people, but also just like let people get stuff done without a bunch of help needed.
Yeah. Yeah. And people always say, like, people in our world always say, like, oh, they only care about the enterprise merchants. They don't care about the little guys anymore. But
it's like flipped for Shopify.
I don't know. Yeah. I think that, like, Tobi always talks about it. And it's like I believe it when he talks about it. Like, he really is into that mission of empowering the entrepreneur and stuff like that. So, yeah, I think so, too. I think there's definitely an emphasis there.
Yeah, it was fun. Dude, it was a good time. I hope to go again. Like Toronto's a beautiful city. Also, I got to like walk around for a while, and I actually,
nice, huh?
My daughter told me about this candy that's only in Canada, and so at the end of one of the nights, I just walked around to a bunch of different gas stations to find this candy, and it was like I don't know, maybe that was like Thursday night, but people are out in that city, like just hanging out in the park and stuff like that. It's super cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. It just felt like it was like clean, safe. Of course, everybody I talked to who was from there mentioned something about crime increasing or something, but that was my feeling. It was like, oh, it feels like it's safe.
Well,
here.
We're from the U.S. We beat everyone on the crime rates, I think.
Yeah, we know how to juice a crime rate.
Yeah, we know how to do that.
Say what you will about us, but we can kick us the crime
we
rate
are risk
sky
tolerant.
Yeah, no, but then also I felt like we didn't hang out quite as much as I wanted to, because we had like a couple chats, but I felt like I was going to get in, like a little more of a solid, full-on, like grab a beer together hang sesh. But
yeah, it was busy,
time.
And next time I'll belong to the developer, whatever that thing is called. I keep saying I'm going to join, and then I forget. The Developer Alliance, and then there's a new one now.
There's a new one.
Operators. I feel like I also don't really fit in that one though.
Right. You're like, so I just want to be in a cool group, guys.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not so sure about the thing. I just want to be in a cool group.
Yeah. Just let me hang out with you.
Let me hang. You guys are cool. I like it.
But it was fun. Met a couple people I hadn't met, like besides on Twitter. And we hung out and we went and got dinner at a really nice place. It's nice when you pull up in the Uber and like they got some little like ambiance fires going outside, like in a tube.
Right.
So that was fun.
That's when you picked the right spot.
Yeah. If you want to spend some money, I guess.
Yeah.
But it was good.
Nice. And dude, by the way, I have to say, like Taylor, dude, with this whole Shopify Developer Alliance, like it's funny. I remember in the beginning when I first saw it, like, cause I had started a Slack community group in the past and stuff. And I was like, all right, here goes another one of these, Slack community, whatever. But he is like, he's really, really doing a good job with it. Like, personally, I don't go in the Slack too much. There's like one rant channel I like to go in every once in a while. But like, Slack distracts me too much, so it's usually closed. But he's like constantly posting like new benefits and a partnership here, partnership there. And then when I saw how organized he was at Editions with having everybody together and doing pictures, and then when I heard he got the community award, I was like, yeah, dude, this, like, he's like seriously good at like the whole community building thing.
Totally. You can tell he like, and kudos for getting the award. He like, I'm not in the developer alliance, so I'm not in the Slack, but I still see Taylor everywhere, like on
Yeah.
Twitter, replying to people, like
Yeah.
being part of the conversation. That's a lot
Yeah.
of energy.
And he like promotes other people a lot, like he'll
Hmm.
retweet stuff that people are doing. And sometimes people do that and then you meet them in person or, and it's kind of like just a strategy for them kind of a thing.
Exactly. Yeah.
And with him, it's totally not. Like the community thing is a good fit for his actual personality. And he just like, he really like likes doing
Yeah. He
that type of
cares
stuff.
about it.
Yeah, he
It's
cares.
cool.
Like, yeah, 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 yeah.
I love like community is always something that feels like it makes a strong, obviously like connection to the technology. And I always felt like, Magento had a strong community, and with Shopify jumping in, it was like immediately cool. Everyone's on
Right,
Twitter, and there's
right,
people who really care, and they like pull stuff
right.
together, and it's super important to
Yeah,
like keep the conversation out in the public. And
yeah,
as a consequence, like Shopify listens, and so it's
yeah.
super super appreciated. And I've never like been someone who really contributes to the community, but I always enjoy that it's a thing.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. Like, it is a huge part. Like, I can't even imagine just like doing work and having no like connection to the people that are doing similar type of
Exactly.
work. Like,
Yeah.
it's kind of a huge thing. But,
Definitely is. And just like getting on calls with people too is a lot of fun. Like what we're doing now. And like
yeah,
I've had, reference calls with other brands about like vendors I'm looking at, and it's fun to
yeah,
just like talk to them, and
yeah,
having that outlet always there for
yeah.
Shopify in general is really
I
nice.
was, I was talking to my friend Jacob, like we were DMing or something, and then something about the community, and he's like, "Dude, this is my home." And like that phrase that he used, like it's stuck in my head. Like that's how he described like the community,
Hmm.
and yeah, it was like striking.
It's a very human thing to
Yeah,
want this kind of thing.
yeah, yeah. Okay, so I saw this Sidekick prompt that this dude posted. What was his name? Harry Molyneux or something like that. And it was a way to check if you're ready for a membership program. And so
Hmm.
I mean, it basically was like, what are my retention numbers? What are my whatever? And then like, I just saw him scrolling through in the screenshot video. I just saw him scrolling through all the stuff that Sidekick came back with, like charts
Hmm.
and like, and then he said like, see below in the tweet for the prompt or whatever. I didn't look at the prompt, but like, that's so powerful, dude. Like, if it's actually gives you the data you need, like, that's wild.
Oh yeah,
You know?
I've just started picking that up a bit more after the conference. I started like actually talking with Sidekick,
Yeah.
and sometimes what I want is not something that's available in like the existing analytics engine, but it'll
Yeah.
try anyway and then be like, "Oh, that's not what you wanted." But
Right.
I've told people that like in the company that like, "Hey, this thing actually works for some questions." And now like people on the retail team are using Sidekick. Like
Right.
everybody is just in there like, "Oh, I've got a
It's
question about Shopify. Just
crazy.
ask this dude." And they all have one thing I noticed today is they all have different names for it. And when you open it up, nowhere in the window does it say its name is Sidekick.
That's
So I'm
hilarious.
like kind of curious, like, is that intentional?
Doubt
Like,
it.
are we supposed to just like not be? I'm looking at the little guy right now, and he blinks
Right.
when the window is open. So like, there's
Right.
some level of mascot ishness to it, but no
Right.
one really knows what its name is. So
So people at your company just call it different things, like they call it the chat thing or
yeah, and I'm like,
that's so funny.
actually, it's called Sidekick.
It has
Like,
it has a
so,
whole name. It's a whole big deal
yeah.
on Twitter.
Some
It's
people
like
call it like the little guy, like the
that's
robot.
so funny. It's funny how the little things, like I bet you the amount of time they spent like designing that is like absurd. And then like just a little thing like that,
I know. It
completely
wasn't
runs it.
intentional or was it not? Who knows? Maybe
Yeah.
they'll add it now.
That's so funny, dude.
It's definitely broken through in terms of like people, like non-technical people coming in and being able to do work with it is actually happening.
Dude, that's crazy you mentioned that because I didn't really know how many people are using it. Like, I've used it like 2 times, and
Hmm.
then I was like, I bet the
Yeah.
usage is just spiking on that. Like,
I think so. Because it
globally.
also can see what you're looking at and use that as part of its context, which I
Right.
hadn't noticed until I was like asking a question and it was like, well, you're looking at a report that's kind of like that right now. I was
Right.
like, oh, okay.
Right. Yeah, it's funny because part of me is like, okay, they're going to add that to, and this is not based on any information I've received because I haven't received any information on it. But no, I haven't. But like, I mean, it just makes sense that that has to be coming for Flow. I mean, they have to be working on that, and which is cool. Like when it comes out, it's going to be awesome. But
Hmm.
if they didn't have this checksum thing, then we'd be able to do that ourselves. And like,
So,
I like you could make the argument that look, it doesn't matter because once it's baked into Sidekick, that's all that's going to matter. But with AI especially, there's kind of this like precedent for sometimes the third party just works better. Who knows why? Like they just
hmm
maybe they hustle more at like tweaking it, or I don't know what the answer is, but
hmm
like cursor beating Copilot and stuff like that. So I mean, it would be cool if third parties had access to do that because I would like to do that.
Is there an API? I guess not, like an API to create flows. That's the checksum thing,
No,
right?
no. There's an import export format. Like if you export it, it's exports to JSON file, and then
But it
you can.
has to have been created in
Yeah,
the flow. Gotcha.
yeah. They use it. They sign it with a secret or something like that. So it's
Mm.
impossible to generate the JSON to import yourself. But
I
anyways,
thought I
like
saw a post about that in the dev forums, though. Like, did you
I
ask
think
about
it's
that
me.
in the dev
Yeah,
forums?
yeah. It's probably me.
Yeah,
And I think Paul did mention that he's like maybe trying
yeah.
to work on that.
So they're at least
So
aware.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, it's not like they're like afraid of third parties or something like that. I'm just saying, like,
I
it's
mean, it
just one
is
of those
kind of a
things.
scary thing to allow, like arbitrary
Right.
import
Yeah.
export from within the
Right.
context of
Right.
the
Right.
store.
Yeah. 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 No, I can totally understand like being in a meeting and being like, yeah, let's disable that. But selfishly, I want it to exist.
Yeah.
So when I heard the interview with Toby and he mentioned Rails, and I think at one point he said something like to the effect of like, I did an e-commerce platform with a better language, and that's like why it won. I don't know if that was the
Mm.
exact, but he like attributed a lot to Ruby in that context. And I've always heard a lot of people say that like Rails is awesome, and it's like I'm building more. Thing I'm working on right now is a bunch of back end. Like it probably could mostly be in Rails. I know a lot of Shopify app developers use Rails, so
Hmm.
I was like thinking, I wonder if I should learn it. Then on the other hand, it's like Cloudflare Workers, for example, doesn't support Ruby. Like a lot of the
Mm.
cooler, newer type stuff doesn't support it, or even Shopify functions like JavaScript and Rust. So then I'm kind of like, I don't know, maybe it's not worth it.
I saw something on Twitter the other day that made a lot of sense to me, and it was something like, and maybe it was actually in the context of Shopify being written in Ruby,
Mm.
but it was like, if you're complaining about speed and your answer is the language, then you don't understand much about software. Like
Right.
the bigger problem is the architecture versus like the on the machine code that's running. And at least in like bigger applications, you need people to be able to
Mm.
come in and understand the code
Yeah.
and not shoot themselves in the foot. And if you structure things in a certain way, you
Right.
can have a $1 billion company like Shopify,
Right.
like servicing like a ton of the globe's traffic
Right.
written in Ruby, which is not like a language that is known for speed.
Right.
And they're probably not going to rewrite things in a completely different language just because of speed. Like
Yeah.
it's fast, right? And
Totally.
it works.
Yeah. Yeah. Because like there's just a bunch of like database stuff I'm doing, and I'm like, man, if I was using like a more mature package, it would have a lot of this stuff built into it. It would,
Hmm.
I don't know. But I'm probably not going to do that unless I had to, I wouldn't do it.
Like if you want to get a job at Shopify, you probably have to know Ruby.
I believe you don't have to, but it probably would make a lot more sense to like.
Yeah.
I don't think Harshdeep knew Ruby. I think he mentioned that he was
Yeah, he's learning it though, right? So
learning
maybe
it. Yeah,
it's
yeah,
probably
yeah.
relevant to some degree.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. If you work there, yeah, it'd be good to know. Probably. But dude, it's been so long. Like I was just thinking about when's the last time I learned a language just because I wanted to learn it. It's
Hmm.
probably been like 20 years.
Yeah, because JavaScript's not going away. Now it's like
Yeah.
it's just becoming more prevalent.
Yeah.
I feel like if I had to learn a language these days, it'd be a lot easier, like way
Oh
easier.
yeah. Oh yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah. Big
instead
time.
of reading an entire book and like trying to write code while I'm reading it, or like going through
Oh
the
yeah.
documentation,
Yeah.
like, just ask this thing that's always available a question.
Yeah, no, I would definitely learn. That's the thing is I'm learning things faster. Like,
Hmm.
with AI and stuff like that. It does make me more lazy in like the little syntax issues. Like there's stuff that I probably could have wrote quickly without thinking about it that now like I have to think about it for a second, so I just prompt it.
Yeah.
But I those are ultimately lower level skills. So it's like at the higher end of the stack, it's like I'm learning stuff.
Yeah. You know what like makes me feel lazy based on some things that I've read? Like there's this thing that Toby said about context engineering. Like it's not prompt engineering, it's context engineering. You
Hmm.
need to be able to lay the framework for the LLM to do what you actually want.
Hmm.
And so now I feel like I'm being a lazy person when it takes me like 3 or 4 tries to get to the thing that I actually want when I'm prompting, and I
Hmm.
should just start over and like figure out a different way to
Hmm.
like put more time into the initial prompt or something, and like try and structure my brain that way to not be lazy with a simple prompt to start.
Right, right. I mean, yeah, I think prompting is like I think in some ways it's gonna be like an important skill, but I think less so of like hacks to do prompts and more like thinking through the problem at the right level of detail, like you know what I mean?
Hmm.
Reasoning about it at the correct level. I think
Hmm.
doing those types of prompts well is going to be more and more valuable.
Yeah, and I totally agree. And being able to prompt for like chains of things to happen when you're working with Claude Code or something, and you give it like you say, okay, you can go ahead and query the database. You can go ahead and read the logs.
Hmm.
Thinking about those kinds of things to help it
Hmm.
help it get to the thing that it needs to be is also going to be
Yeah,
super important.
yeah, yeah, totally. Okay, so Charlie Blank Lob, who,
Charlie,
by the way, changed his Twitter picture, which was iconic, and
oh
his
no,
yeah, and I think his name used to be Blank Lob, but it's Eunice. His handle's still Blank Lob, but his name is
okay.
Eunice, and he has a regular boring picture.
Whenever I hear Charlie, I think about that Newgrounds, or maybe it was YouTube, where the unicorns are like walking around and saying Charlie over and over again. Do you know that one?
What? No.
Just search Charlie unicorns after this, and you'll
Okay,
know what I'm talking about.
that's
And now it'll
wild.
be in your head too.
That's wild. Don't think about the unicorns.
No.
But so Charlie is like a I don't know if it's a SaaS app or an app or like just some code he's can deploy for people. But he's been posting about like point of sale a lot for the past I don't know for a while. So I'm like, what the
Yeah.
hell is he building? And so it's like a cool thing. It has like omni-channel support, so like people that do stuff online and also point of sale. It has like I don't know integrations and features you can. If you look through his website, like the use cases it give are like really interesting. It'll be like sell inventory from the location that has the most inventory because you want to balance out inventory levels between locations. It's like finesse type stuff. There's like a location routing thing or location validation, something like that you were talking about. I think that was the type of thing you always talk about. That there needs
Yeah.
to be like
Fulfillment
order
constraints.
fulfillment constraints. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, it has some cool use cases, and I'm sure he's going to absolutely crush it.
Yeah, I bet this is a beautiful site. I also like I went to it and then I looked for a listing on the App Store. So maybe it is a something that he kind of like has a strong connection with people who are installing it right now.
Mm,
Probably because there's some like onboarding
right.
type stuff that has to happen.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That makes
But
sense.
yeah, I'm super excited about like that. This feels like the way that things are going with
Yeah,
Shopify. Like
yeah.
Shopify has this e-commerce Legos system and also has kind of like these openings where things can come in and fill in the gaps. Like
Right,
there's the like Good Day does like some of the PO tracking, and Charlie does some of this like more complicated
right,
fulfillment stuff and omni-channel.
right.
So that it's fun. It's like this ecosystem's just getting more built out.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's funny. I like my new thing now is like when somebody has like success with like SaaS, like I talked to somebody at Editions who had gone full time with their app after working on it for 3 years or something like that. And so my thing is like, oh, that's like, congratulations. Also, I fucking hate you because like I'm like jealous, you know what I mean?
Jealous, yeah.
Yeah. But it's like genuinely, that's awesome. Congratulations. And then genuinely, I'm like, fuck.
How
So
did you do that? I
I
want to
give
do
the
that.
official congratulations and I fucking hate you to Charlie because it looks awesome.
It does look pretty cool. Yeah, he took his experience working with merchants and what problems they had and like threw it all into this
Yeah.
all-in-one kind of thing, which
Yeah, like
looks
you could
pretty
tell
cool.
it came from like actual like work with like real merchants
Hmm.
because if somebody launches a website with like features like that and it's kind of like not as mature, like they'll have features that kind of sound cool, you know what I mean? But they'll be a little
Hmm.
too generic. It won't sound like some like realistic concern for like a serious merchant. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but these are like all these use cases that come up right away are like actual things.
Yeah, they look solid.
I wonder how often they run into issues with those APIs because like it feels like they're less tested overall than some of the other ones. And
Mhm.
like for my fulfillment constraints, sometimes there's things where it's like this didn't do what I expected it to do. So I wonder if they
Oh,
get
that's
around that
cool.
somehow or have like found those edge cases and worked around them.
I doubt it. If there's something function side, I doubt it. I mean, you're kind of just stuck at that point.
Yeah,
There's certain things you could maybe like band-aid on the back end, but you know, I don't know.
could be that they just try and avoid those edges for now.
Yeah. Sometimes you can kind of work your way around them. Speaking of edges, dude, holy shit, metafield translations. Oh my god, dude. So
Yeah, what are you doing with those?
I've been working on this app to sync data from Shopify to a search vendor. It's like an Algolia, it's like a search vendor that doesn't have a Shopify app type of a thing. So we're making it. And so anyway, and it needs to support like markets and internationalization and stuff like that. And even Algolia doesn't support metafield translations. I went and looked. They have a markets feature that's in beta and they don't support metafield translations. But the brutal thing is, with like product translations, you can fetch them under the product node in GraphQL.
Can you help
But
me understand the structure of what's there already? Like if I want to get product data in a different language, do I get the product and then specify for which locale?
yeah, you have to specify each of the locales in your query.
Gotcha. And so you just have to have already like populated those locales with the translations.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And that works for metafields too? Like each metafield has a
Nope.
locale? Ah, okay.
So, well, the metafield translation ultimately has a locale, but you cannot fetch them under a metafield. Say, give me the translations for this metafield, like you can for products, product options, collections, everything else. For metafields,
Mm,
you have to hit the translatable resources endpoint, which you can't filter on anything. You can't filter by product ID or anything like that.
dang.
You have to fetch them all. And all they give you is a metafield ID. So then they don't even tell you if it's a product, metafield, if namespace key. So you have to have your own table to store those lookups. And like we have a store with they have like 80,000 products, but active products, they have like 12,000. And they have 5 million records in the translatable resources that just filtering on metafield translatable resources.
What is the limit on those? I thought it was
It's
lower than that.
It's got to be huge. It's got to be massive because that table because it's one per metafield, So if you have 100
Hmm.
metafields, you know what I mean? A lot of people have 100, 150 metafields. And even if they're
Yeah.
blank, even if the translations are blank, it still shows up in there. Yeah.
Dang.
So it's been gnarly, dude, trying to
Got to
get
start
that
tweeting
stuff.
about that. Figure out who the PM is on that one.
Oh yeah. No, I've been on it, man.
Any luck getting like communication with Shopify about the gaps there?
No, I did mention them to this one guy that I talked to at Editions. He was like the engineering manager for like 5 teams, like B2B, and like I think he wrote the initial version of Markets. Like I'm talking to this guy and I'm like, dude, this guy is like smart. And he was cool too. And I asked him about it and he was like, I'm not sure, you know. So he might, you know.
Dang it.
He probably completely ignored it afterwards. But
I bet Blank Love knows a lot about translations.
oh yeah, yeah. But yeah, so that was brutal. So what was the thing you said that you were, the bots? What was that thing you said?
Oh, I thought I was done with bots when I came to Shopify, but apparently not.
Ugh.
I've been getting deeper and deeper into like conversion rate analysis by channel from Google Analytics and just like trying to be on top of it and understand what's going on.
Right.
So like when looking at some of the direct traffic that we had over the last month, like there was like some spikiness where sessions would double for one day. And I was like, what is going on here? Because that's like totally wrecking my conversion rate. And it turns out that most of those sessions were Windows machines. And then I was working with with Claude, like, here's all my stuff. Can you help me understand what trends are happening here?
Right.
And it turns out that like there wasn't a link that got out that someone like sent out somewhere and people ended up going to it because there were no specific pages that were really high on number of visitors.
Right.
And so then what it turns out was it was like 1 or 2 page accesses for every page on the site. I'm like, okay, well, that sounds like a bot.
Right.
Like someone is crawling the site. And like, so then I'm going to Google Analytics and I'm like in GA4, is there a setting to help filter out these bots? And it turns out in GA4, they just do it behind the scenes. There's like nothing that you can do to impact this.
Nice.
GA4,
GA4, the gift that keeps on giving.
That's right. Thanks, bro.
Dude.
And then today, again, like there's a bunch of sessions coming from Boardman, Oregon, which is like that's a Google data center, I think. So either someone in GCP is doing some crawling, or something changed where these like default bot filters aren't filtering these out.
Dude, you went deep on this research.
I know.
You like looked up individual personnel. You like sent a private detective to their houses.
I'm Batman.
You're like, there's a guy named Bob who's been on his computer from 5 to 7 p.m. every night. He has 3 kids.
It's been a battle, dude. When I first joined this company, like we were on Magento, and we actually had issues where bots were like taking us down. And I have some baggage around dealing with bots over my career, and I was like, oh, I'm finally done. We're on Shopify. And now they're wrecking my conversion rate analysis.
Got your spidey sense going.
So it turns out I guess what I have to do is like add some engagement filter to the segments in GA4 where like if the engagement is below like 1 second or something, filter them out. So I guess that's what I'm going to have to do.
Right, right.
Shopify support was like, yep, bots happen.
Brutal.
Are you having any issues with orders? Like, no. Like conveniently, thank you. The bots aren't destroying my business, but they're making it hard for me to understand what's going on.
Right, right. It's funny. They must.
So then I was like, maybe this is because there's more people who are training models or something, and so there's just more bots in general. Like,
right.
I bet the number of crawlers that are out there now is higher than last year. Like last year, we didn't see similar bot traffic. So
right. It's weird. Like I keep thinking about like what are the invisible effects of all the AI stuff. Like I know that I'm getting more done. So I'm like, well, the bad guys are probably getting more done. And like you know, other, like everyone's getting more done, you know, like the people that corrupt the financial system through the stock market, like they're getting more done too. They're like highly productive. They probably stole like half of my wealth somehow through
the good
inflation.
And the evil in the world are both increasing at exponential rates.
Yeah. So I'm like, what are the unseen effects of that?
Definitely. We'll be seeing them shake out over the next few years. And this might be one.
Sounds like a 99% invisible episode. Have you ever heard of that podcast?
Cool. I think so. I probably heard it before on like NPR or something. Is that
yeah. It's funny because somebody at Editions mentioned it to me. And I was like, dude, I haven't listened to that because I used to listen to that podcast probably like, I don't know, like 10 years ago maybe, or something, like a long ass time ago. And I hadn't listened to it since then. They mentioned it. I was like, oh yeah. I remembered it was a cool podcast, and I was like, wait, what was it about? I couldn't remember like the premise of it.
Hidden things.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Okay, here's another one. Okay, so this is so funny because every time I offer to do something for free, I get like 0 likes. And I'm like, no, it's not a fake like thing. Like, you know, like they wanted to pay me 50 grand to like cover like an ERP migration. I was like, and lower their monthly costs. I was like, I'll do this for free. No likes. Like, I think it seems fake. So I was like, if anybody needs a PIM flow to be built, like, let me know, like, give me access. I'll build it for you. And like, cause literally like for my gig with Shopify, I need to build that template. Like I'm already being paid by someone to build the template. But I was like,
tell me what your needs are.
Yeah, I was like, well, I could do like a Kineo, and I'd have to figure out how to create an account, probably talk to some random person. The use case would probably be a little bit more boring than if it was like a real world, like going back to that same thing we were talking about, then it was like a real world use case. So I posted that and like no bites whatsoever. I'm like, dude, let me friggin' build a sweet template for free.
That's your quote tweet. Quote tweet that one and be like, dude, let me just build it.
Yeah. Let me do it.
Let me cook. So this would be an integration that exists like solely in Flow. So it'd be like a suite of flows.
Yeah. It could be one flow. It could be as simple as one flow, like, hey, you know, send this information somewhere else. So, you know, pull this into Shopify or whatever. Or again, if somebody had 3 good ones, like I have budget to work on these. And so if somebody had 3 that they thought, and by the way, by the time this episode comes out, I'm sure I probably will already have, you know, figured something else out. But if they had 3 that sounded cool, I'd probably just build them out.
Yeah. There was something that we worked on together that was a little bit like this, and it wasn't a PIM. It was like just a Google sheet that we were pulling information from into Shopify. But yeah, I feel like there's probably, first of all, I thought Akineo had like a community edition where you could just get in and figure out like what is the structure, and then maybe there's a way to just like simply import all products that are active or something, and then that'll show you like, okay, what is the way that we tie products in Shopify to products in Akineo? Like, do they have custom fields that we write in the Shopify ID or something like that?
Right. Yeah, it's just like the last time I used Akineo, it was super clunky. It felt like super clunky to me. So it'd be cool if somebody had like a cool PIM. Like, I don't know that much
real
about
use case
PIM. If there was a cooler PIM and a cooler use case, like that'd be cool. But if not, I'll just come up with something like sort of straightforward.
Yeah, pick the one that seems like it's got the most users and do that.
Yeah.
Which maybe it's Akineo. I don't know. I haven't heard of a lot of other like big PIMs.
It's crazy how Akineo originated out of the Magento community. Remember that?
Did it? I remember seeing them there. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that was always my understanding. Maybe it didn't, but that was always my understanding, was that it originated out of the Magento community. It's like pretty huge now.
Yeah, that's where I first saw it too.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Oh my God. Do you use GPT voice mode? Chat GPT voice mode?
Only when my kids want like a custom bedtime story.
Oh, right. Okay. How often do you do that?
We haven't done it lately, but it's always fun when we do it.
Okay. Like a few weeks ago, a few months ago, like a month or so ago.
Yeah. Yeah, a month or so ago.
Dude, so like I'll use the GPT voice from time to time. And it's weird because it's like, it's giving you really smart answers, but the voice, it doesn't sound smart somehow.
It's like too casual.
Yeah. So I heard this new model and it just sounded smarter in like an uncanny way. Like I couldn't, like because I would have said the last model was super realistic. Like I thought it was perfectly realistic, pretty much. But then this one, there's all these like little subtle things about like how it pauses and how it pronounces a word a little bit longer. Like I just did like longer, like little things like that. And I was like, holy shit, this sounds scary. Like it sounds so much more realistic.
Yeah, they're getting weird. And you can do so in my experience making bedtime stories,
right?
You can prompt for them to be like, act like a snake when you're a snake character and act like a bear when you're a bear character.
Right.
So
Dude,
you could
that's
probably
so
prompt
cool.
them, yeah, to just like sound smart when you answer this question.
That's so crazy. I wonder if it was tailored to the types of questions I ask because I don't know. I'll have to check it
Oh
out.
yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I haven't done a lot of voice. I've heard that it's fun, like vibe coding with your voice and just like talk to the computer. I haven't tried it yet, but I bet it's
Yeah,
fun.
I keep hearing people say that. I even installed the app Whisper Sync or something like that.
Hmm.
Literally, dude, the problem is my headphones. I have this issue where my computer always steals the headphones, and it's a gigantic issue. And it stole that, so I gave up on it because of that. I don't
I
know
had a
why.
peripheral issue yesterday too. My like, okay, so I have millions of tabs, and
Yeah,
in order to live that life,
you have a
I
country
must
mile
be
worth of
able.
tabs.
I do. In order to survive in that environment of my own creation, I need to have a mouse that has buttons on the side that lets me switch between tabs. Okay? So if I cannot switch between tabs with my mouse, it severely interrupts my flow.
You're
And
so
it's
weird,
this
dude. Just close the tabs, dude.
you don't have the tabs changer on your mouse? This is like,
No,
come
brother.
on now.
No. No. Why? How would you use that? That's
I use
insane.
it so like I never know how much I use it until I can't. And like so it's this like gaming mouse, this Logitech G Hub software that drives it.
Right.
And I'm so frustrated with it. It's just like it's so clunky to use and it's like way too overweight for what I need it to do. So I'm probably going to try and find some open source thing. But
Brutal.
like sometimes it'll reset and the mouse buttons on my side will change to forward and backward in the browser history and it just destroys everything I'm trying to do for the day.
Ruins your entire week.
It does. So I had to like reinstall this whole software thing and this is like the like I need AI to fix that for me now.
Right.
Like, it's not going to
Yeah.
fix our stupid peripheral issues for a while.
Right. I have a roll ball mouse. I work on my recliner a lot, and I kind of like lean back, and I have the mouse like on the arm of the recliner.
Nice.
Yeah. So like I used to use a regular mouse forever, and it would kind of like fall off, or like it would be like hard. And then one day I was like, I should just use a friggin' roll ball mouse. So then I had to learn how to use it, and at first like it was like super awkward.
Yeah, that seems weird to use. And do you just have like a light keyboard in your lap?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
are you
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
using an on-screen? Like how casual are we getting here? Like an
No,
on-screen
no.
keyboard with
No, I just have an Apple. I have an Apple keyboard. I'm just like on my lap.
nice.
That's how the magic happens, dude. And then
Powerful.
when I was getting new stuff, I was like, oh, I need to get like a new keyboard. So I tried out the split keyboards. You ever try those?
Hmm.
Tried out split
No.
keyboard. No, they're like split in the middle.
Yeah, I've
So
seen
that
them. I just like felt like
yeah,
it would be too weird for me.
yeah, it was weird. Yeah, it didn't quite work. But
I have this other weird, like, it's probably some sort of tick, but like, I adjust my keyboard a lot
mhm,
and like have to move it sometimes in order to
mhm,
get into focus. So
mhm.
I love having this thing here on the table.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Like you have to. Yeah, dude. And it's funny. So I got like, dude, I bought like a $500 like split mechanical keyboard. I bought like five. I was like, you know what? Let me just buy a bunch, try them out, and just return them. You know. So I bought like
Hmm.
five keyboards, like super expensive ones, and
I
then
really want the work louder. What is it called? Like, it's got a knob on it. It's got a little
yeah.
Tamagotchi on the side.
Oh damn! It's like I
Did you
didn't
get
even
that one?
realize it was a whole subculture of like keyboards and stuff like that. And then I
Oh, it's
started like I
huge.
like posted about it, and then like Harsh Deep and this other guy were like, "That's cute that you think $500 is a lot for a keyboard." And he's like, he calls them keybs. He's like, I think he has 50. I think he has 50 keybs or something
That's
like
how
that.
you know they're in the culture. You got to use
Yeah,
that
yeah,
one.
yeah. No, no, literally when they started using words like that, I was like, oh my God, there's like a whole subculture here I was not even aware of.
Yeah, I've been lusting over this Nomad E keyboard from Work Louder. I
Oh,
really
really?
want to get that thing. It looks so cool.
Yeah. What does it have?
It's got the like the chiclet style keys, so just like what you're used to with the Apple keyboard. And I
Right.
really like those too because like low profile keys are nice for me. For
Right.
some reason, I like to slide between keys sometimes, and I can't do that with like the big chunky boys.
Right.
And this one's got like some knobs and stuff. I don't even know what the knobs are for, but it just looks super cool. I
Nice.
want it.
Yeah, like I thought that I was gonna like the mechanical keyboard with the bigger keys because you could fucking pound them. But then I need to like the Apple keyboard. I'm too used to it. Like I need to be able to slide my fingers around.
Right.
It's like
Yeah,
a
that's where I
key.
came from too.
Yeah,
Like I was so used to being able to do that on the chiclets. That's what you need,
yeah.
a chiclet mechanical keyboard.
Need a hot chick and a chicklet keyboard.
There you go. All set.
Then you'll be good to go. Dude,
How many times have you watched the Minecraft movie so far?
bro, I still haven't watched it yet.
Oh, really?
I gotta take my son there because he loves Minecraft. Dude,
It's
I
fun.
haven't gone to the movie theater in literally as long as I can remember. Like, I thought the movie
Yeah.
theaters were not a thing anymore. I literally thought they all closed, and then I drove by one day. I saw people there. I was like, oh, I thought this was done. Like, I thought this didn't exist anymore.
We moved past this.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was missing like the theater experience, like people being excited about a movie. And that's when we went and saw the Minecraft movie, and it was perfect. Like everyone was just going crazy with all of
hell
the
yeah.
Minecraft references and stuff. And now we have it at home, so we've watched it many times.
Oh, you can watch it at home now?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. Okay. Maybe I'll just do that with them then. But the theater would be cool.
Yeah, theater is nice. Go to the theater. It's like makes it into a little like date,
Yeah.
like a real thing.
See, that's the type of thing I'd be down with is like one of the fancy restaurants that has like, you know, food and stuff, or fancy movie theaters has like food and
Yeah.
stuff. You go with your wife, you know. That'd be kind of I'd like that'd be fun.
Those are fun. I like those a lot.
Last thing, Cloudflare worker logs. So remember all that stuff I said about Cloudflare workers are great. You get logs out of the box. It's amazing.
Yep.
You remember that?
Yeah.
Vaguely, not really.
I remember, and then I remember you complaining about it for some reason.
Yeah. So you only get 7 days retention, which out of the box, and then it's not possible to just extend that. You have to push the log somewhere else. So then I'm like, because like for this one client, like I needed like at least 14, but I thought I was gonna have 30 days. For some reason, I thought I was gonna have 30 days, like piece of cake, which is like Shopify
Yeah, that
Flow
seems more
logs
reasonable.
Yeah, like Shopify Flow logs are 2 weeks, Mechanics 2 weeks. Like a lot of people are in the 2 week range, but sometimes you want 30 days or 60 days, something like that. So like, oh, you know, there has to be an easy button to push because like Cloudflare is all about like easy buttons. There's just like a right way to do everything. But it's like now it's like I can push to some external service. And now I'm thinking which is the best external service, or I can put them in the database in Cloudflare, which like a couple of people recommended that to me that know Cloudflare workers really well, but it just feels weird to put logs in your relational database. So I'm like,
Well, I guess it depends on how many you have, but
well, and the thing is that price tier wise, your bases are covered with R1. You can put a shitload of records in there for free. Mm-hmm. So from that perspective, it might be fine. It just feels strange to do. But,
I wonder, does their SDK that exists for workers have some like log functions, and like is there documentation that shows kind of what they do or what you're supposed to do?
I don't know if they have log functions. They just log like
to console or something.
Yeah, they intercept like if you do a console log.
Gotcha.
And then they like log requests, and then it's just a question of like where the logs go. But like there was one service that I can't remember the name of it, but it looked pretty solid. It was like $29 a month. And the thing is like this is for like my side project. I literally have one customer agree to pay like $15 a month for it. So I always like to keep my costs under like my expenses.
Yeah.
I'm always kind of weird like that. So
that's how business works.
Like $29. Just like I'm getting everything I'm getting on Cloudflare workers for $5 a month. It's nuts, you know. And honestly, I could probably be on the free tier too.
Yeah, probably. I mean, is this like $30 thing? Like, do they do some post processing that makes you like be able to write wildcard searches or something? That's better than.
I think they have some fancy features and stuff like that. I mean, I'm sure it's worth, like, for any actual business of any size, I'm sure it's worth it.
Yeah. And if there's a ton of volume, otherwise maybe you could just do like full text searches in a relational database that's free.
Yeah, I might just go that route. That seems like the most Cloudflare-ish. And then there's also like, I don't know. That feels like the most like Cloudflare native solution.
I bet they got one around the corner that'll solve that problem anyway. They keep releasing stuff.
It's great, dude. They're constantly releasing stuff. It's like
I don't think I have any use for cloud containers, but I kind of wish I did.
I thought the same exact thing, and then I was like, honestly, I really don't even know what that means. I don't know why I'd want one or need one. I never did any of that container stuff. I think it gets abstracted away in certain things that I use, but I assume. I don't know.
Like you probably don't need that level of stuff unless you're doing something a little bit more enterprisey or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Good times.
Good times.
As per usual.